Hello everyone. Today in this class we shall discuss the second chapter of the geography, that is land, soil and water. My dear students, in the previous chapter I have told you all about the natural resources, their classifications as well as how much important they are for us. In this chapter we shall discuss main natural resources which are very important for the survival of the life on the earth. So first we shall start with the land. My dear students, you all are well aware that how much important is land for us. In spite of it, all the land which is available on the earth, that is of different type, and because of the different types of the lands which are found onto the earth, all land mass which is found that is not suitable for the cultivation as well as for the habitat. Just see here, as we are knowing, 70% area of the earth is covered by the water and 30% area, about 30% is covered by the land. Now, out of that 30% area of the earth which is covered by the land, all the land which is present that is not used. Out of this 30%, only 10% land is used for the habitat, for the living purpose, and this 90% land is of no use for us. So just see, among 100%, 30% land, 10% is only usable, 90% of no use. So obviously, the land resource which is present onto the earth, that is not sufficient enough for the survival of the living beings as well as for other purposes. So here I am giving just an example to you so that you can come to know how landform is varied from one place to the another place. Just take the example of the southern part of the India, any state. Just take the example of the Kerala. Kerala is located on the coastal area. The climate which is found over there, that is neither too hot neither too cold, and as it is nearer to the sea, it is struck a lot by the rain bearing winds, or in other words we can say it gets a lot of rain. So the main crop which is cultivated over there, that is the rice or the paddy. Now if we will talk about the another state which is located in the northern part of the India, J&K, Jammu and Kashmir. As we are knowing, it is located on the higher altitude area. Altitude means height from the sea level. So if it is higher, it is located on the higher altitude, obviously the temperature of that area will be very low. And because of the low temperature only, the climate is very cold. The soil is black and it gives rise to a variety of the fruits, in which most important is the apple and a varieties of the nuts. So by this example only we can come to know that within our country India only such a variation of the landform is found. Now if we will talk about the western part of our country, Rajasthan, it is an area which is covered by the sand. Very less vegetation is found, mostly bushes and scrubs are found over there. So if in the country only such type of land variations are found, so what will happen if we will talk about the whole land mass which is found onto the earth? So my dear students, as we are knowing, land resource is very important for us. We use land for a variety of the reasons, for building homes, for the agriculture, for constructing dam, for making roads and etc. So Land is very important for us. Now here, see here. Second topic is given land use. Means how the pattern of the land use is changing day by day. My dear students, land which is present onto the earth, that is not existed from today. That is existed from millions of years before. And at that time, when early humans were onto the earth, the land which was present, that was not altered a lot by the human beings. At that time, human beings were able to feed itself by the products which they were found from the land. Slowly, some development took place. Because of that development, people came to know about the process of the agriculture. Now they started to cultivate the land. But if we will talk about the today's scenario, then because of the globalization process, because of the industrialization process, maximum areas of the land which was covered by the forest, that are being cut off and either used for the commercial purpose or used for the residential purpose, or that land is used for growing the varieties of the crops. So from that time till today, a lot of changes have been took place in the use of the land. And if by this process there will be the change in the use of the land pattern, then that day is not far when we have not a single piece of the land. We are seeing that growing population is the main cause. Population is growing, and for the growing population, residence is required, and beside the residence, for feeding purpose, a variety of the grains are also required, and that all will be possible when the forest cover which is found onto the land should be cut off. So, we should use the land in a very wise way. Now, third one is given factors determining land use. How land is used. My dear students, on the basis of the use of the land is mainly categorized into the two categories. One is the private land. Private land is the private property of the individuals. The caretaker and various decisions related to that land will be taken by that individual only. Best example, your home, your field area, etc. etc. These all are the individual one, or these are the private land. Second one is given community land. That land which is not the private property of any single individual, and it can be used by the maximum people. That will be the best example of the community land. For example, the park which is found in your locality area, the different type of hospitals, airport, bus station, railways. These all are the example of the community land. Now next, changes in land use. My dear students, about this we have discussed in this land use pattern only. I have told you all that how from the ancient time till today a lot of changes took place in the use of the land. So if we want the continual survival of the human beings on the earth, it is very necessary for us to use the land in a wise and just way. Now we shall discuss a natural disaster or a natural phenomena, that is the landslide. So first of all, it is very necessary to know what is landslide. When the downside area of the earth crust slides away from each other, it caused a natural disaster which known as the landslide. Mostly such phenomena occurs into the hilly and mountainous areas. Now, what are the causes of the landslide? So first we shall discuss about the natural cause. In the natural cause, soil erosion. Beside that, flow of the water, movement in the tectonic plates, and up and down size of the land. Don't say up and down size. The uneven texture of the land. Some areas land is extremely high, some areas land is extremely low, and because of these variations, landslides took place. So these were the natural cause. Besides the natural cause, there were some human causes also. In the human cause, deforestation. Beside that, mining. Beside that, because of the vibration of the heavy machineries, also landslide took place. Now, what is the effect of the landslide? Because of the landslide, huge chunk of the soil or the rocks move away. And in which area such type of phenomena took place? Heavy loss to the life and property took place. Roads are being damaged, buildings are being collapsed, network and other facilities are totally barred or stopped. Now, what are the ways by which we can prevent landslide? We should use the land in a proper way. Beside that, we should check the overgrazing and soil erosion. Before using any land, we should properly know the topography of that land. And most important one, if we are doing any mining or any other heavy machinery related work, we should read about the topography of that area. After that only, we should start doing some work on that. So, these were, beside that, texture of the land, or how land is made up of, or what are the main layers of the land. So, layers of land. Here I am making a diagram. About this you all are well aware. The uppermost, humus, topsoil, beside that we can say weathered particle. Don't say particle, weathered rock. Bedrock, and here rocks. Yes. Here sometimes it is written topsoil, subsoil, bedrock. Is it? So the topmost or the uppermost layer of the land is mostly known as the humus. It is the most fertile layer of the land. Humus is mostly made up of the living and non-living materials. Downside of the humus, topsoil is found. This topsoil only converted over a period of time and changes into the humus. In the topsoil, some rock materials or some rocks are also found. Downside of the topsoil, weathered rocks are there. These weathered rocks, I will talk about the weathering. Here I am writing. Weathering. We shall discuss about this. So, weathered rocks. Weathered rocks are that huge chunk of the rocks which are converted into this form because of the process of the weathering. In this also, huge chunk of the rocks are found. Downside of the weathered rocks, wet rocks are found. These are mostly the rocks which are not weathered yet or which didn't go under the process of the weathering. And the last or the lowest layer is the rocks. So we have discussed a lot of things, but still we didn't discuss about this weathering. What is the relation of weathering with the land? My dear students, from the origin of earth till today, if we will see the texture of the land, mostly we found this rocks. Is it? Then how these rocks are converted into these rocks are converted into the humus or the topsoil or the weathered rock or the wet rock by the process of the weathering. Weathering is a process in which various natural agents work. In that natural agents, sunlight, air, rainfall as well as the climate. These all work together, and because of this work only huge chunks of the rocks are break into the smaller pieces, and further on they are converted into the soil. Then only we are able to use it. So for the making of the soil from the rocks, this process weathering is very important. Now, as we are knowing, it is class 8, and in this class we have to discuss about the India only, because still we are discussing the Indian history. So types of the rocks which are types of the soil which are found in the India. Types of soil. In India, mostly 6 types of soils are found. First one is the alluvial soil. Laterite. Black soil. Sandy soil. Alluvial, laterite, black, sandy, and 5 and 6. 2 more are there. Why I left this? So that you can read little bit related to this chapter. About these 2 and about these we shall discuss in the next class. Till that, bye bye dear students.